Welcome back. 2026. We're starting the year off right. I have my man here, Mr. Brian Draper. Let me just a little intro for yourself. So,
Yeah.
you're Dublin native.
Absolutely. Finglas, Dublin native.
You're currently amateur heavyweight.
Amateur heavyweight.
One of the big
Amateur
boys.
heavyweight of the year, 2025.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
No, I'm only joking, bro.
So you're coming off a win from the Forest Fighting Championship, and that was when November.
October 4th.
Was it that long ago?
Bro, it's crazy. 3 months ago already. I don't know how.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And then you got your professional debut.
Yep.
Coming up
on the 7th of March.
7th of March in Liverpool on the FCC 45. What's FCC?
FCC is a promotion based out of Liverpool on UFC Fight Pass. Full contact contender. Yeah, it's had like some. Tom Aspinall was the heavyweight champion on it before he went to UFC. Paddy the Baddy was. So they've had some really good prospects on the show. So
and now
they got
Mr. Brian Draper. Yeah, hell yeah.
But I'm coming in against that hometown boy, that poster boy, the guy that they want to win. But it's nothing new.
Right on.
For us here, so you know what I mean? So
heck yeah. All right, well look, man, I appreciate you blessing me with your time here.
No, absolutely, bro. It's my pleasure.
So let's get right into it. I just got a couple questions for you just to kind of get the blood going. Exactly.
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. Let's loosen up.
One of the most important questions, and I always start things off with.
Yep.
Okay, coffee or tea?
Tea. The smell of coffee can be nice.
Yeah.
But if put a gun to my head, tea. I'm going tea with a little bit of honey in it.
Honey?
Absolutely, bro.
Never heard of that. Okay.
Banging. Yeah. Leave the tea bag in as well.
Right on.
My nanny'd kill me if I said otherwise.
You put milk in it or no?
Just a drop, bro. Yeah, but I don't like burnt lips, so I leave it sitting there for a few minutes. But the key to it is you're letting the tea bag kind of do its work, or you're letting it cool.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be a big tea drinker, to be honest with you, bro. I'm not a huge tea drinker.
Same here.
But
when I drink tea, I usually drink black. Drink it.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had it black before.
No, I don't. The milk just kind of, I don't know. It just it's not bad. Like I'll drink it, but
yeah. But it's not tea, I suppose. I know what you're saying. Yeah. So tea, yeah.
All right. Would you prefer to listen to music or podcast?
Oh, bro, that's a hard question. Now, music.
Okay.
I feel like I've overused. My ears have been overused on podcasts over the last 6 to 8 years.
Gotcha.
Since I'm probably 17. So I've listened to probably hundreds of hours of podcasts. So now music, but I do love listening to a podcast as well. But music.
What's your favorite podcast aside from this one?
Aside from this one, aside from the James Hempton show, is probably my favorite podcast. Yeah, because James is my guy. So
right on. All right. Would you rather cook at home or go out to eat?
Bro, these are tough questions. I love cooking.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy going to a restaurant with my beautiful wife and looking at her all done up and wearing something nice. You know what I mean? And I love cozy places as well. I love places with low lighting and all. You know what I mean?
You must have the benefit then of someone to watch your kids.
Yeah, bro. I have the best nanny in the world. My mother. Yeah.
Oh man.
Thank God. I'm blessed. I am truly blessed, bro. And I've always been blessed with her since I had my first child when I was 19. So
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
Probably going out for food, yeah. But I do love to cook at home.
What do you cook? What's your go-to? What's your
going out?
No, to cook.
At home?
To cook.
Steak, bro.
Steak? What kind and how do you do it?
Ribeye, and I'll do it medium, just because I don't know. I used to like medium rare, but had a couple of bad experiences with medium rare. They won't cook properly medium rare. So I just stick with medium now. I feel it's the best, safest option to get a good steak. But I actually don't like getting steak, unless I'm going to specifically a steak restaurant, which is not really very often. I'll prefer to cook a steak at home. I have a cast iron pan. I've watched hundreds of videos on how to make one properly. So do you know what I mean?
Steak, all you need is salt and pepper. And maybe a little bit of crushed garlic.
Yeah, of course.
And if you want to get real spicy, I like to do this. Just cut up a fresh jalapeno. Yeah,
we call them in English jalapenos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one fun fact that maybe most people don't know about you?
Fun or interesting?
Either.
Either. What's a fun fact? I can sing.
You can sing?
Yeah.
Well, like
Anything.
anything? Prove
Yeah.
it.
Prove it?
Prove it or you can't sing.
Nah, look people on YouTube. I actually have video.
Yeah?
I used to be into music a lot. Yeah,
Right on.
music was kind of my thing. So I don't want to get dark, but my father passed away when I was 8, and I started writing music from when I was 8, and I was full on into music, like rapping. Actually, I only figured out I could sing when I was 14. So I used to rap. Have probably 30 rap songs on CDs still. Like yeah. So what I used to get for Christmas was I used to get when I found out kids watch this podcast. I don't know. Well, so what I used to get off Santi was recording studio time up till I was about 13. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And I used to go Scott. I used to write songs all year, and then I used to go record like 9 songs at once. Yeah, so that's what I used to do. I used to love music. Still do love music, you know what I mean? But obviously, this is what I do. Fighting's my job, so
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can also do a cartwheel. That's interesting. Yeah, I can do a really good cartwheel.
You know, I wouldn't have pegged you as a singer.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah,
right on. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wish I had something that interesting about me.
Oh, you do this? This is really interesting.
Okay, what was the last thing you Googled?
Where my phone's over there. Do you know the last thing I Googled last night was, and this is going to sound terrible, my missus is pregnant right now, so you're going to think it was for me, but I looked up the little Finglas chipper.
Okay.
His phone number. That's the last thing I've Googled last night. And I ordered me missus, it's called a Howie burger. It's a batter burger with cheese on a bun. Not into it, but that's what I ordered for it last night with a can of Coke. I ate tuna mayonnaise and a load of pasta with a can of Coke Zero, and it was gorgeous. Everyone watching this now is going to be like, yeah, he bollocks. Yeah.
Do you like to plan things out, or you kind of like go with the flow?
I'm a go with the flow guy, but when it comes to this martial arts, my fighting planning is absolutely necessary. Yeah, you can't just
wing it.
You can't just wing it. You can't just wing it. If you have a good team and a good structure and a good like routine in place, it becomes your natural day-to-day flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It comes like it becomes going with the flow. Do you know what I mean? Because what the big problem is, it's your mind wanting to stay comfortable. So when you're in a good routine, like everyone knows it. When you get a fight announced, first 2 weeks of camp is always great. You're loving life. You know, you're grateful that this is what you get to do. You have a fight booked, but then always it happens like the brain starts to creep in. You know what I mean? Miss this session. We'll miss the. Do this instead. We'll just go for a run instead. That's where the hard part is. You know what I mean? Where if you don't have a routine in place and you're just going with the flow, where you're kind of picking and choosing what you're doing. You know what I mean? And I've been both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
definitely being and not go with the flow going when it comes to this is very important.
Yeah. I'm generally a kind of go with the flow guy, but if I have a plan, I like to stick with it. I hate making any deviations. Right in the middle of it, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. If you could pick, would you rather be known for being tough or having good technique?
Good technique.
Yeah.
All day.
Okay.
All day. That was the quickest answer.
Fair enough. All right, look, we'll jump right into the meat of things here. So,
yeah, of course, bro. That was cool.
You're from Dublin?
I'm from Dublin.
Like, where did you grow up? And it's kind of like, what was it like? Who did you grow up with?
So I grew up with my mother and my brother and my father, obviously. But my father passed when we were 8. My brother was 6. So we was only the 3 of us really for my whole life. We were not my whole life, obviously, like the majority of my life. We were like we're just a core, a lot closer than what what a typical family would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother, my best mate, he was always there. You know what I mean? And then my close family, you know what I mean? Close family, family is a really big thing to me, you know what I mean? It's really, really big. You're probably saying that the last week, like outside when we were doing the yoke, there was about 20.
There was a third of the crowd.
Yeah, they were literally just waiting for me outside the bleeding room. It was gas. But yeah, so my family being around me and then kind of just being in and out of martial arts kind of gave me something else to be around, other people to be around, good positive people to be around as well. So yeah.
Were you Like, do you mind talking about your dad, or
No, absolutely not. No, of course. Well,
um,
it's been nearly 20 years, bro. You know, well, it's been like
you know,
18 years. You know what I mean?
what mask? What happened, or
So my dad had heart disease. Yeah,
okay?
he had 85% blockage in his
Oh,
four
jeez.
arteries. Yeah, and he kept going to the hospital, and they kept saying there was nothing wrong with him, nothing wrong with him. And what happened was he was going on a trip with my ma's two brothers. They went to Amsterdam, and when he went into altitude, sent him into heart
Oh,
failure.
jeez. Yeah,
So by
yeah.
the time he landed, and they hadn't even got to Amsterdam yet, and basically he was already having really bad troubles. So they went to the hotel, and he died in his sleep.
Wow.
Yeah. But there's a positive too, because me and my brother would have walked in and probably dead a couple of weeks. Like, maybe he wouldn't have died straight away, but he was gonna die
Yeah, yeah. And
because
it
of
was
the
going to happen soon
misdiagnosis
anyway.
constantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm not saying like it was the hospital's fault or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a full believer in Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? I know that everything that happens is supposed to happen. Do you get me? And that's a blessing that he passed when he was away, rather than passing in a home and me and my brother find him, or my ma having to find him, having to deal
Yeah,
with
that
that.
would be
That
tough.
would have been way more traumatic. Do you get
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
So there's always positives and things. You know what I mean?
Right on. Like, were you close with your dad growing up? Or,
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
I think probably most little boys are.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I can remember. I have good memories. I have no bad memories, which is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But because it was only 8 years, it wasn't really very long. So
What's your what's your fondest memory?
scramblers.
Yeah.
I remember one time I had
You one of those kids driving through the damn park on your scrambler?
No, believe it or not, I was never one of those. I wasn't. I didn't cause much mischief growing up. I more do me mischief now as I'm an older adult. Because now I can like maturely look at situations and weigh up the option and weigh up the pros and cons.
Yeah, yeah.
Where like back when you're 14 and your mates are gonna do something crazy, I kind of always had the fear of me mother.
Okay.
So I was like, right, I'm not going to do that. But now, yeah, like, I mean, I probably would drive me scrambler through a park if there was nowhere else to drive it. I'm probably just tell the people giving out that, look, I don't do it all the
Fuck
time.
off. Yeah.
It's only once, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What? How did your relationship change with how many siblings do you have? You have a brother? Just one brother?
Just one brother, yeah.
How did things change with your brother after your dad passed?
Nothing changed, I would say, other than we just got
Is he
way
your older
closer.
brother or
Younger?
Oh,
He's
younger
a year,
brother.
there's a year and 9 months between us, yeah. So we're pretty close in age. Yeah, we were always so close, anyways. But like we got obviously really close when that happened, and then from that, my grandfather stepped in my ma's dad, who was actually an Olympian. He was,
wow.
yeah, he was an Olympian. He was a marathon runner. He was in the 1976 Olympics in Montreal. First Irishman home. He ran a 2:14 marathon, which back then was pretty good. You know what I
That's
mean? Like,
pretty good now.
that's really good now. Like, and that's like, and my granddad never believed in drinking water. You know what I mean?
Really?
He thought yeah. So back in his day, drinking water in a marathon was cheating. Like,
Really?
yeah. So like these guys now, you see them with
Good
that
Lord.
with their gels, with
Yeah.
that, all this carb loading and all. Like, he wouldn't even drink a sip of water during a marathon. It's crazy, you know.
Wow.
But so I had him as
Imagine,
like,
imagine how fast he could have ran it if he had
bro,
conditioned himself.
100%. And after the 1976 Olympics, bro, he was offered a contract in America to go to Colorado and train in Colorado, but he couldn't because he had my mother's mom, me and Annie Betty. She passed when she was like 4. So yeah, so he wasn't able to leave 3 kids and go to America. You know what I mean? And train full time. So kind of missed out on that opportunity, but. Yeah, no, he's still a legend of Irish running, and there's like 3 races every year named after him. That me and my mother and my brother go and we present the trophy.
That's cool.
For it and stuff. So yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
That's cool. Did you? And you were just 8, but like, did you kind of feel like a responsibility at 8 to kind of not take over for your dad, but
yeah, like people would say stuff like that. But my mother actually told me when I was a little bit older, she said that she actually stopped people from saying that.
Yeah.
Because she felt like that was a bad thing to say
No,
to,
that's
an
good.
To an 8-year-old. My mother is like the strongest person I know. Do you know what I mean? So like, she worked three jobs literally while providing for me and my brothers to make sure that we never missed out on anything, so that we never turned down the wrong path. You know what I mean? So that was her whole thing. Like, she sacrificed everything so that me and him never grew up in Finglas, fatherless, without any guidance at home, without any structure at home. Do you know what I mean? So she was like, yeah, it was like, some would say, it was actually, I can remember like loads of times my ma grounded me and my brother. and my dad coming in and saying, like, going out, like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And I can remember times when even, so, I'll give you a gas with me. So, my mother used to work on Saturdays, yeah, and my dad obviously didn't work Saturday, so he minded us on Saturday. And we ordered the Dominoes, yeah, and my dad's mate was at the door talking to him when the Dominoes arrived. So we went out and got the Dominoes and brought her into the sitting room. Me and my brother thought it'd be the funniest thing ever, just to purposely eat the whole Dominoes while my dad was outside. Do you know what I mean? So when he came in, it was gone. Not even thinking about that now. Now I would snap if this. Oh my god! I only having that thought there, bro. I haven't thought that in ages.
That is hilarious. That is funny.
But I remember he grounded us, bro, and he sent us upstairs. And I remember I was crying in the room, being like, oh, like, and he came in after like 20 minutes.
Ate too much.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Not even upset you're grounded. Just
I was only probably like 7, and my brother was only like 5, and we just horsed down like a whole Dominoes. Not all of it, obviously, but the majority of it. And yeah, he then ended up seeing the Bryce one, because remember he came in and he was just laughing about her, and he was like, "Is that bleeding dopes?" You know what I mean? Like, get out. You know, he just threw us out then to play. So yeah, he was a lost sauce for me. Ma was very not tough, like she's the most caring person in the world, but she was tough when it came to, like, there was no messing about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no acting the bollocks. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, say whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah. So there was none of that.
The internet.
It is the internet, yes. It's the way to get you cancelled. Yeah, anyways, yeah. So
yeah, no, like that's cool that you have memories like that, and then that's so funny that you say, or that you even that you bring up a story like that. It's that is funny for two kids to actively conspire against their dad to eat all the
whole Dominoes. You know? And not only that, bro, like Dominoes are so expensive as well. Like you think, like, it's probably like 40 quid worth of food. It's like, what is that to do? Like, no,
that's cool though. That, like, your dad probably, like, that he saw kind of the saw the humor of it.
Yeah, but I'm like that as well. So like, I would, in the moment, I can see myself being like, "Are you winding me up?" But then, like 5 minutes later, being like, "That's something I do." That was pretty. Like, I could see the humorous side of it.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm like that with my girls.
Yeah. You have 2 girls.
Yeah, 2 girls.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, they oh jeez.
Yeah. Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah. Okay, so your mom, she was kind of the, I don't want to call her the disciplinarian, but she was kind of the stricter one.
She was the rock of her family, bro.
That's good, and every family needs something like that.
You do,
too.
bro. Especially when, like, I see it now, bro.
It's an underappreciated position in a family.
How important the father role is, because I have kids now. Obviously, I see how important it is, like, regarding discipline, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt it as well, bro, when I was in my early teens and stuff, and in my late teens, and even in my early 20s. Like, I realised how many things that the tools, let's say, I didn't have when I became a father, that I never knew.
Yeah.
Like, and I know I always tell this story, but I always say to my beginners up here, like, not always, but I mentioned it to some of the older ones about girls, and I say, like, yeah, Wonka works, like it works. See, when you do the deed, like, and you leave her in, it works. Like, a girl gets pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I didn't have a girlfriend. Like, Chloe was like my like first girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had a girlfriend before for like, I think for like a week or something. One of them things. But like, I had, like, Chloe was my first, like, first girlfriend, all that type of thing. And then, like, the first girl I was really, like, actively with. And bro, no one ever, like, that was one of the things, like, I didn't rate, like, when she told me she was pregnant, I was like, how? You know what I mean? Like, what you mean you're pregnant? How? Like, and she's like, what you mean, how? Like, and I was like, that actually happens. You know what I mean? I thought it's like, you have to try, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But, anyways, yeah, I think I missed out on a few key talking to, you know, that doesn't even make sense, but a few key conversations from a male, you know, in my life. But it also taught me to mature and learn a lot quicker as well. Do you know what I mean? That's why God gave me a child at 19, because I'm on this journey, bro. And look at every UFC champion, bro, bar very, very few. All have stable home lives, all have wives, all have kids early.
Yeah.
Look at all the boxing world champions. They all have wives, all have kids early, because it's important, bro. If you're this game, like, I never went near girls growing up because I was always so competitive playing hurling and in jiu-jitsu and MMA and kickboxing. I was just always flat out. So I never had time for that. It was only around 18, 19. Like, first time I ever drank was on my 18th birthday. Do you know what I mean? It was, like, it was genuinely, like, I never knacker drank that, never drank in parks, nothing like that. Never done drugs or nothing like that. Like, not because, like, anything other than I seeing what it does living in the areas I live in. You know what I mean? Like you see it, you see what it does to people. You can see where that road goes, and I'm like, yeah, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should try something different. Do you get me?
It's good.
Yeah, having support and having that like structure from my mother, then from my girlfriend Chloe, from just it's made this possible to get to this even this far. You know what I mean?
Right on. What were you like in school? Like, did you enjoy school? Did you excel at any classes? Were you kind of did you goof around in school? How were you? What type of student were you?
I was a good student. Like I was a good student, and I am intelligent. Like I wouldn't sit here and say I'm an idiot. Like I'm not an idiot, but I love school for sports. You know what I mean? That's the truth of it. Like I loved school for sports. Like the days knowing that you were going to play a match were a lot easier to get out of bed than going in just for a normal day. That to me, that like logic says that like that's because I had more of an interest in playing sports. To be honest with you, I did fourth year in a one perspective. Fourth year ruined my academic kind of mentality towards school. I was really into I done really well in my junior cert because it was the first big exam I ever done in my life, and I was like, I really want to do good, so I done really good in my junior cert. But then fourth year, I started coaching. I started doing like personal training, started doing CrossFit, started to like coach people in martial arts, started to fall into all these things, and I found MMA properly. Is when I actually joined Team Run. I was 16, like, and I just fell in 15. I actually think I just fell in love with this, and skill kind of took a back seat. Like I used to my ma used to collect me in fourth year, take me on half days, say I was going to the hospital. You know what I mean? I'd be going training, coming here to the morning class, the 12 o'clock class here, Team Rhino, and yeah, just when I found this, I was like, this is what I want to do. But in sixth year, like the last 3 months, I did put the work in, and I done well in my leaving cert because my ma wanted, I wanted to leave in fifth year, and she was like, "No, you're not leaving. Why would you leave? Like you never wanted to leave school. If anyone was going to leave school, it would be your brother. And my brother hated school, so." And he done it. He was staying in, and I was like, right, I'll just finish it off for you. Do you know what I mean? So, and I was happy that I done that. And I'm still happy that I done that. Even though I've never used me leaving cert really for anything, it's like I'm happy that I done it. You know what I mean? But I was definitely like the class clown growing up. I loved a bit of crack. Like even on the mats here, man. Like I just love annoying people, like winding people up, bro. It's so funny. Like just talking shit. Like see on Friday night lights here, on Spartan nights and all. Just as soon as you come in, just first person you see, you look at, you're getting me a tick. You know what I mean? Like what? You know what I mean? So you're a bitch. You know what I mean? Just be like, oh, and like everyone they all get it now where it's like we're Spartan, so we're gonna actually fight now tonight. You know what I mean? It's like when you're about to roll, it's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. It's like, oh, what are you gonna do? Play an arm bar me? Like, you know what I mean? It's like when I'm about to spar, it's like you just. It's good. I love it. You know, I love just talking shit to the boys and just. I know it's the same in school. I just love winding people up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, did you have any? Was there anyone in particular that you kind of like really looked up to in school? Yeah, or in your kind of like your teenage years.
My granddad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just bro up till
he was the runner.
He was the runner. Yeah. So he would run 10 miles every morning and run 6 miles in the evening.
Good lord.
Like he was like the real David Goggins type shit, bro.
Tired thinking about that.
Like I have his diaries, his running logs. I have like 2 or 3 of them. He had like 20 or 30 of them when he died. Yeah. But like his sons took some, and my ma has a few, and I took some. And I sometimes look at them still even now, and it's like you look like Monday morning. Like it's just like he was very diligent with the dates, so it's like he'd be like to have one from like 2009, and it's like he's running. So he bought 2009, he was in his 60s, and he's running like 9-10 miles in the morning. Then he's like writing down like 10 by 400s on the track tonight.
Wow.
Crazy. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he was breaking world records when he had cancer and didn't know.
Really?
In Santry, he broke his last 10,000 meter record. He like for over 60s. He run and he was 74, I think. No, he was 76. 76. Yeah, he was 76, and he broke the 10,000 meter world record in Santry, bro. Crazy.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and he had cancer. He died like 4 months later. He didn't know he had cancer. He didn't know he had cancer at that point.
Wow,
that was his last ever race, and he broke
hell of a send off.
A world record or a European record? I don't want to be shy talking. I'm trying to think. He still has like 3 standing world records now. But yeah, I think it was a European record. I'm thinking it was a European record. His last one that he done at 10,000 meter. That's like, think about how many laps that is on the track, man. Yeah. That's like 30 odd laps on the track, I think. Probably more.
I have no idea how long a track is.
400 meters.
Is it
so
400?
it's about
Okay.
20 laps.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about 20 odd laps on the track. Insane. I was there for that. I remember I was there for it. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's what was something he kind of. What was something that he kind of instilled into you that you kind of use these days or use now still, and maybe something you're going to pass on to your kids?
Just like this, I have a tattoo. I have no I'm a Christian, and I don't really. Now, look, there's plenty of Christians out there that have head to toe tattoos. But what I'm saying is, I got tattoos before I got saved, and I just whenever I've wanted to get more tattoos, and every time I go to book them, I've had tattoos booked, and I just get like feel mad, like conviction.
Yeah.
Not to, like, why are you willingly marking your body when you know you're not supposed to? Blah, blah. But anyways, what's mad is though, I got this tattoo. So this is from my granddad. Pain is temporary, pride is forever, and it's in clouds. So I got that from my granddad because that's what he used to always say to me. Pain is temporary, pride is forever. And that's something I've remembered since for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? So that's something that I will always pass down to my kids. And I hold on to myself as well because pain is temporary, do you know what I mean? And especially for a sport that I'm in, like 1 minute you can be getting the shit kicked out of you and you look like you're about to be finished, and within a second you can just land a shot and everything changes and the world changes and everyone thinks you're the best thing since sliced bread, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely that, and work ethic, man. Just work ethic. Like done everything that he needed to do. Never missed a day. Always walked, you know. And I try to live up to that. I'm nowhere near as the athlete that he was, but hopefully one day I can be as good as him. Do you know what I mean?
That's tough, and it's good to have kind of these role models in your life that are I'm trying to say, like they exceed the norm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and like they show up every day, you know, or they at least they can give the like, what am I trying to say, like they can put out like the mentality of like you need to, you know, kind of show up every day type of
absolutely.
thing. Yeah, and that's great. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have folks like that, and I think it's more common.
Well, a lot of people around their areas, bro, you don't have that. You know what I mean? Like the only thing, like in Finglas, the majority of people are like working in construction. That's what men do. You work in construction. The reason why, like, I've had so many reasons to stop this sport. The reason why I don't stop the sport is because there's two reasons. One, time with my kids, because this lifestyle, even though the money is shit, your body's always sore, your mind is always getting broke, and there's nothing but setbacks, and nothing is guaranteed.
No.
The time that I have bringing my daughter to school in the morning, going to the gym, doing a few PTs, collecting her from school, having a bit of lunch where I'm going back to the gym. I wouldn't have that if I'm a scaffolder by trade. Like if I scaffold, I'm up at 6, I'm not home till 4:30. I'm in stuffing food into me, trying to get washed because I'm covered in dirt, and then spend a half an hour with the kids before I have to go to the gym for 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's how are you supposed to raise your kids in the best way you can, living like that, you know what I mean? So that's why I stick to it. And then also it's to show the young people in my family and the young people around this area that I'm doing the most unforgiving sport in the world. Not because I want praise, because I don't want praise. That's not why I'm doing it. If I want the praise, I can go do many other things that are a lot easier on the body. Do you know what I mean? I can go give to charities, man. I can go work a good job in scaffolding and give 200 quid a week to charity and post it all over social media. I'm sure you'd get plenty of praise for that. You don't have to fight in a cage. The reason why I fight in a cage and I do this unforgiving sport is so that because this generation, bro, look at all the young fellas, like 14, 15-year-old, 16 upwards. It's a completely different generation, especially the boys. They have no authority in them. They don't understand correction. They don't understand discipline because they're the age of the internet. You know what I mean? And you can say anything, do anything, and it's just like a normal person working a normal job could never say anything to a 14-year-old nowadays, because that 14-year-old is looking at Andrew Tate and all of these streamers and all of these famous people with living the best lives, and they're just looking at you walking in Spar going, what are you telling me? Where I know that if I make it to the UFC and I can be a UFC fighter, I know that them young kids will listen. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because you're speaking from a point where I've done something that a lot of people can't do, that 0.0% of the world, 0.1% of the world does. I'm going to go do it, not for praise for me, because all praise belongs to him, but to be able to say, shut your mouth and listen to me, don't ruin your life. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because it's very important, bro. I was
Heck
never
yeah.
told that, bro. Do you get me? I never had anyone really to tell me that. Because my granddad, Jim, died when I was 17. So I had him from 8 to 17. But it was actually harder to lose him than my father, because I had him in the really important years. And he installed so much of my mentality into me that I have now. So that was more difficult to deal with. You know what I mean? So that's what one of my main goals is, to be able to tell these young people that when they're doing silly things and they're acting the bollocks, and they're, like you said, the young that are driving through parks and they're scrambling just disturbing everybody and just wrecking the place. Lads, come up to the gym. You know what I mean? Don't come to the gym.
Put
Don't
that
do something positive.
Yeah, do
go
something
with the
positive
energy,
with
you know
that
what I mean?
energy.
Don't,
Yeah.
Trust me, because when you're 25, you're gonna look back and go, "What was I doing, man?"
Or if
You know what I
if you don't, if you're 25 and you don't look back and think that, then
Well, then you're ruined.
yeah, there's
Trust me, bro.
other
Your life
issues
is just
going
gonna
on.
keep
Yeah,
getting hard. You know what I mean? Your life's gonna be
exactly.
hard, bro.
Exactly. Okay, so talk to me about combat sports. Like when so you were in hurling.
Yeah.
What club did you play for?
Finbar is in Cabra. Because I went to school in Cabra. Went to an Irish school in Cabra.
You
Tommy.
speak Irish?
Yeah, Tommy Guelgar, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's very lunch
Oh,
allowed
no
as
way.
Guelga. It's very lunch on Road Chocolate as Guelga, my thought to agree me.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that's
awesome. No,
yeah, no, that was always one of my plans. Don't worry, I'm gonna be the first Irish speaking heavyweight in the UFC.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you sidebar real quick?
Yep.
It was a year or two ago. I was in the Aran Islands.
Yep.
And a lot of it was like the younger folk, they spoke Irish.
Nice.
And they spoke Irish around everyone, even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
they spoke English.
Yeah.
And in my head, okay, so like I'm half Mexican, right?
Sick.
I barely speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I can read it better than I can speak or understand it. But
Okay.
anyway, in my head I was thinking, it's like, I know if that was me, like if I was in the States and I was speaking Spanish around like my cousins, because none of them speak Spanish either.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, like, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And like you know, it just I would kind of like, you know, had that little mental game in my head, like I'm better than you. I can speak
Yeah.
Spanish, you can't. And then I was thinking, it's like, you know, these people, because they were younger than me, and you know, my wife's Irish as well, and she doesn't speak Irish. She can understand some of it, but in my head, I'm thinking, it's like, do they think they're better than us? Because I 100% would.
If you spoke Spanish,
Yeah,
and your
or
cousins did,
if I was Irish and I spoke Irish, and I knew people around me didn't. Like, you give me a train of thought there?
I get that. People absolutely think that. That's the reason why the Irish language is dead in this country, because there was a propaganda spin put on it that it's uncool to speak Irish. I can advocate for this because I went to school and the only reason I got suspended in school twice was for speaking English. You get caught speaking English 3 times in 1 week by a teacher, you get suspended for a day or two. Do you know what I mean? So that happened to me a couple of times. But it was uncool to speak. We didn't I remember, like, if you were caught speaking Irish to a teacher by the boys, if you were having a conversation with them, you know what I mean? Like, the boys be like, bitch, yeah, speaking Irish, you know what I mean? You're not tough, you know what I mean? Yeah, you look weirdo.
Yeah.
Like, that's what people be like.
Yeah.
So that was like a propaganda spin that was put on us, like, to like, right, anyone that's even learning Irish should think that it's a waste and it's stupid and it's uncool. Where now, everybody, it's like it's changing, the culture's changing, everybody's like wanting to speak Irish. Every single person I see now is like wanting to speak Irish. So thank God that's going away. The whole thing of, they think they are speaking Irish. So what you get more Irish than me type thing. That's the mentality of people.
Yeah.
Where it shouldn't be that. It's like, no, I speak Irish because I went to an Irish school. I was forced to speak Irish.
Yeah.
Now, looking back on it, I'm absolutely delighted that I spoke Irish. Like, in 6th year, it's mad, when I turned 18, I kind of like started to really enjoy speaking Irish in school. Like, genuinely, like, and it's mad because with maturity, you learn these things, you know what I mean?
No, that is cool. And for the record, I don't mean it like I'm better than you. I mean it like a shit talking kind of way.
Oh, no,
You know
I mean it like that as well.
Okay,
like, absolutely. But like, there is people out there, like, you talk Irish in front of people and they would think, like, they would be a bit, like, rude about it, you know what I mean? Like, stop that nonsense and all, do you know what I mean? The way talking, you know what I mean? Shut up, no one can understand you and all. It's like, so, it's, you get me? Like, I love speaking. I speak Irish to my kids all the time.
That's
and,
cool.
like,
No, I'm truly fascinated by anyone who can speak more than one language.
Yeah.
And just, you know, Irish, because it's like so different from English.
Yes.
And then I know it's not the easiest language to pick up.
Apparently, it's very similar to Hebrew. I've only learned this recently. Yeah, it's very similar to Hebrew.
Interesting.
There's something interesting about that, isn't it? man. And what's mad
As
is
long as we're
the
not.
prophet Jeremiah is buried in Ireland, so that's probably where
Yeah.
the language could have changed along them times. Because before all that, there was like Celts and Vikings and all here, so.
It was like
But it's
I-
Gaelic,
Irish.
isn't it? Gaelic is very similar to the Scottish
I
native
think
language,
I
isn't it,
think
and all
so.
as well? So yeah, I don't know.
Because I've like looked into it a little bit, and
Yeah.
so it's like it what like when was it was only like in like the 60s or something, like 60s or 70s, where like the Irish language was like unified.
Mm.
Because if I remember correctly, like it was the language, it was all Irish, but like there were a lot of like the variations and dialects and
Yeah.
and yeah, in the dialects around the country.
Absolutely,
And
bro.
I think like in the, I'm sure I'll be corrected, but at one point in time, like it was kind of unified to where it would more or less kind of be the same everywhere.
Yeah. I had an Irish teacher from up in Donegal. The Donegal Irish accent is the hardest accent.
I was just about to say it's like a
Yeah, like a shine, like. So this is me saying my name is Brian Draper, okay? Brian Draper is Alan Dunse, yeah. Brian Draper is Alan Dunse. That's what you say. Like, it's
yeah.
the words, it's mad, bro. It's like it's so hard to understand. Like I have no issue. Like I have a lot of friends from up north, and even like Belfast and all, like up there and stuff like that. Like, and even people in Donegal, I know, not that hard to understand. But see, when they start speaking Irish, man, it's like whoa, it's a different language. It really is. Like, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, even English with that accent.
Oh, it
It's
is, yeah,
it's
it's tough.
different.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Um,
But I think we were talking about combat. What were we getting into?
yeah.
Combat sports?
So like, what was it? All right, so you're in the hurling. So
Yeah.
you're active. You're
Playing hurling, yep. From when I was 4.
What made you interested in
Martial arts.
Yeah.
So I started playing hurling at 4. That was when I went into like the academy safe on Effenberg, yeah. When I was 6, I joined kickboxing because my ma was a kickboxer.
Oh, really?
Yes, my mother was a kickboxer, and I went to her gym with her. I used to just do the classes with her. So I was doing that till I was about 7 or 8, probably till about my dad died, and then I joined taekwondo after he died, and done that for a couple of years. But then the instructor wouldn't grade my brother. My brother was a bit ADHD, to be honest with you, a bit off the unmedicated as well. Just couldn't hold his attention in the class. But because he was like starting to be rude to him and he wouldn't grade him or that, and I was like an hour here as well.
Yeah.
And it was also like, it wasn't what I thought it was. It was like, I was like coming from kickboxing, watching people full contact fight each other, and then it's just all kicking and all. I was like, right. But it actually gave me a really good hip dexterity and flexibility in my legs. So kind of thankful for it. But
Can
then
you do the
it was,
splits?
can I do, like, I mean, not balls to the ground. Like, I'm not resting on my balls, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, like, like, we're in a couple of inches, off the ground. Yeah, I'm like pretty flexible. I should
inches,
be anyways.
Couple inches is all you need. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? But then boxing, bro. Boxing was the main. Then when I found boxing, it was like, wow, this is it. Because in boxing, especially back in the day, no matter what age you were, man, you were sparring. You know what I mean? Like, you were from 10. I was in boxing gyms just sparring, and then when I was about 12 to 13, I really started getting good at hurling, and I wanted to go on the Dublin development squad. Then the year I did, 14 was the year I got on the development squad, but the same year that I found MMA. And my story for finding MMA is a great story. If you want me to start it, I'll tell you.
Please.
So, the film Warrior.
Okay, yeah.
With Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Watched that in 2011. No, sorry, in 2012. Then watched that and was like, this is what I want to do. That this is like, I watched the film after that about 20 times.
I remember. I think when that came out, I can't remember if it was the UFC game or
the UFC game would have come out a year before, 2010.
Then yeah, I think it was. Then that's what I think it was. I think I went out and bought that.
Yeah,
just so I could.
You could get some of the feel for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was sick. So I done that. So what was I saying? Sorry. So we went from. Yeah, sorry. So I was got on the under 14s Dublin development squad, but then I had found this gym, and how I found the gym was my mother's old friend Johnny Comey owned a fitness gym called Body Conscious. Was the gym I was talking about in 4th year I started walking and PTing and stuff. And my mother hadn't seen him in 10 years maybe, And my literal next, no people said a neighbour, my next door neighbour, like we shared a wall. He was standing at her gate talking to her. And we pulled up outside the house. And my mum was looking at him and she was like, Johnny. And he was like, Andre, like, what the heck's going on here? Mad coincidence, blah, 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 blah. They get talking. He says, my mum tells Johnny that, yeah, because he would have known that I was in doing kickboxing and boxing and all. She was like, he's still doing the boxing, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, he's more focusing on the hurling now. And he says, well, there's an MMA gym that opened up underneath me, down on the Ballybogan Road. And he invited us down to his gym and to check out that gym. So we went down, and this is in like end of 2013. It was like October 2014. Like it was just when I was like 14, and I went down, and guess what the name of the gym was? Warrior. Crazy, bro.
Right.
Mad coincidence. No such thing as coincidence, though. The Bible tells you that. Anyways, it was meant to be, bro. It was crazy. So this movie that got me into the sport basically introduced me to it. And what's mad is me ma told me then years later that showed me all my dad's old UFC DVDs that he had. My dad was mad at the DVDs. Just go to the Fairly House Market. He used to go to the Balbriggan Market all the time to buy the DVDs that weren't out yet. And he had loads of UFC stuff. And we still have them, bro. Yeah, all
That's
the early
cool.
UFCs and all. Yeah, but
That's
he
cool.
used to watch them, and I didn't know this, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Because I was way too young back then to be watching them. But so the gym's name was Warrior, and I go into the gym, join the gym, and the gym Warrior was an affiliate of Team Rhino. So it was a smaller gym based, like, affiliated with this club.
Little satellite.
Literally, bro. And I was there for like 6 months. Came up here. After that gym shut down then, after 6 months. Came up here. Was up here for about 6 months. I knew me striking. At that time, there wasn't a lot of beginners. There were all the old school pros still up here.
Okay.
So I was 16, probably 15, coming up here to get my head punched in constantly. And I was like, right, I need to get better at striking. So I said, right, I'm going back boxing. Didn't end up going back boxing, went back kickboxing. Then I was kickboxing for like a year. And then I went to the World Championship, got on the Irish team for kickboxing, done all that. Had loads of fights, and then I came back here then to Team Rhino. And when I was like 17, and I decided just to go full steam ahead with MMA then. And in the process, left hurling behind. Had to make a hard decision because I loved hurling with all my heart, but MMA just felt like a calling. You know what I mean? And best decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
Mad, yeah.
Are there any parallels that you would have between kind of hurling and, you know, training in MMA or combat sports in general?
Definitely the toughness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get to run around the field with weapons.
Yeah, everyone says that, like, but like you never think about it when you're doing it. It's like fighting. Like I look at rugby as like I grimace at rugby. I wouldn't watch rugby because it scares me a little bit, man.
I don't like watching the women.
Yeah, I only watching the big blokes, man. It's the women I wouldn't even mind because I don't know. Are the women as big? They're probably not. At least some of them probably are.
No, not nearly as. I mean, some of them are jacked, but like, I mean, they'd be as big as like the smallest guy.
Yeah. But like looking at big, huge blokes that are hitting into each other, jumping on each other's knees like that, just makes me wheeze a little bit. You know what I mean? So, so I don't really know. Like, I just loved hurling and I loved fighting. I don't know why. You know what I mean? They are very similar though, in a sense, as in like they're both just mentally tough sports. Like sometimes in a hurling match, you just have to dig deep. You know what I mean? You just have to really dig deep. Like it's, even though it's a field sport, it's not. It's the closest thing you're gonna get to a battle. You know what I mean? In my opinion, in a sport.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's literally like a battle, bro. Do you know what I mean? When that like when it's like there's only a point in the game and you've 2 minutes left, bro. It's like it's kill or be killed. Like you will put your body on the line for that.
Heck yeah.
For that, it's mad. You know what I mean? It's mad. But that's obviously why I like this sport as well.
Are you still active in your like a hurling club or?
No, I'm not. No,
or I mean, like do you like coach or anything? No,
nothing, bro. Can't even watch. Probably watched 3 hurling matches since I stopped playing. When I retire, I will go back and play hurling. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm one of them people, bro. If I'm doing something, I have to be all in. If I watch a hurling match, if I went to my nanny's on a Sunday and there's a hurling match in the telly, within 5 minutes, I'm getting a hurley out of the underneath the cupboard, underneath the stairs, and getting a slitter and hitting the ball outside. And I'm thinking to myself, I could just do one match. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I'm like, bro. So I can't. I have to fully like take myself out of the picture when it comes to hurling because I loved it so much. You know what I mean? It's like breaking up with somebody. You know what I mean? You can't just keep texting them every 2 weeks going, "Want to go to pictures?" You know what I mean? But just this one time. You know what I mean? It's like yeah, bro, that ain't going anywhere. Do you get me?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, how old are you now?
26.
26. What like when? Okay, so you knew kind of from a young age that you kind of like this is something you really wanted to pursue.
Mm-hmm.
When was it? Like, when did it click for you? Is that like this isn't necessarily like or hold on,
Yeah, right, bro.
cutting this out.
Yeah, speak.
No, so you started or you knew from an early age that like this is combat sports, MMA, like it was something you kind of wanted to pursue. Like when did it stop? Kind of being like a dream per se, and more of kind of like a reality that like this is something I can and I'm going to do.
Like what I was talking before we start filming, bro, it never goes away. That thought, that self-talk of, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Trust me, bro, that never goes away, you know what I mean? This is my dream, still is my dream, and that's where the pressure is. But I think after my pro debut, I think I have enough evidence then to really make an honest decision. If I can't beat Josh Carrick on the 7th of March, bro, in a way that I know I'm capable of, well then I ain't going to UFC. And I'm not, and there's no point to keep pulling the wool over your own eyes, you know what I mean? I've done so much already, but you have to be real in this game, bro. This game takes a lot from you and it can go downhill so quick. Like it can really go downhill quick.
To be fair, if I may interject, to be fair, UFC is great.
Yep.
I feel like these days though they're not the be all end all anymore.
No.
Like so the PFL, Octagon. Was it Brave one?
Yeah, you've all these.
No,
one is more moving away from the MMA, but still though, like.
So there's definitely there's
a lot more avenues opening up, but to be honest with you, bro, that's making it easier for me because I've 3 dreams in this life: purple belt in jiu-jitsu, Cage Warriors, UFC. They're my 3 dreams. That's all I want in this life. Not in this life. That's all I want from this sport. Yeah. And a performance that I can put on when I'm old and grey and lonely, and I can put it on the telly, and I can go, yeah, that was me. See that fight there? That was the one. Like that was me. You know what I mean? That was all more than with a fight. You know what I mean? That was me leading up. That was the performance. That when I used to go to sleep at night, that's the one I used to fantasize about. Yeah. That's all I want from the sport, bro. You know what I mean? So the PFL, Octagon, staying in Cage Warriors for 10, 20 fights, none of that interests me, to be honest with you. And if you asked me that a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to say that because I would be afraid to say that. Yeah. But I've matured and I've learned and I've been in camp since last February, bro, for my pro debut. You know what I mean? Since I signed to fight on Cage Warriors last April. So I've been in the pro camps up here. I've been getting treated like a professional up here when it comes to training. I've been in the cage with Will Fleury, with Carl Moore, with all the top lads. I understand the level this is. You know what I mean? So if I cannot do what I know I'm supposed to do, my job on March 7th, win or lose, bro, I'll know whether I'm good enough to keep going. And I will make a harsh decision in the weeks following that. You know what I mean? Because you can't keep playing with this sport. You know what I mean? You can't do I used to say like my life would never begin until I got to the UFC. But then I got me bored pregnant when I was 19, and my whole career was put on a back burner. You know what I mean? Because I always believed I was going to be in the UFC by the time I was like 23. Just because I always started watching John Jones and he became champion at 23, and I said, I'm not going to become champion at 23 because that's unrealistic. But I too think I could be in the UFC by the time I'm 23. And silver medal in the IMAFs when I was only 18 or 19, you know what I mean? And then I had a baby, so I was like, oh my God, craziness, just complete whirlwind of a change. But now I'm making my professional debut, and I believe after this fight, I'm only 4 fights from the contender series, bro. That's how quick heavyweights, light heavyweights get picked up.
It's a small pool.
It's a very small pool. And especially with my style, bro. My style is entertainment. I don't mean it to be. I don't try to be. It just is. You know what I mean? I just like fighting.
First of all, that's good.
It is
because
good. I'm lucky
you
in that sense, you know.
there's a lot of good fighters out there who, unfortunately, they're not entertaining.
No,
You
yeah,
know,
like
and
yeah, of course,
and
and avoid fighting.
yeah,
You know, I like fighting. I like in the gym. My favorite part, like the worst part about it, is the thought of getting tired. That's my worst fear. Is getting tired. Once I'm tired, it's actually when I have the most fun. Because when I see the other fella breathing heavy in front of me and sparring, it's the best thing ever. Because you're like, oh, you're fucked as well. You know what I mean? Now let's see who wants it.
yeah,
You get me?
yeah.
That's my specialty. Do you know what I mean? And that
Right
comes
on.
from. That obviously comes from my granddad's mentality of being a marathon runner. You get me? I'm just
Yeah.
like, I will run one marathon in my life because to dedicate to him. But I cannot think of a worse thing than running a marathon. Like
I,
that is crazy to me, bro.
I have a 5K to run on Patrick's Day, and
Yeah, dreading it.
yeah,
Bro, start running.
I've never, I've been working up to it, but I've
Yeah.
never been a runner. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're more of a choker. You're more of a rear naked choke guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like a Kimura guy.
My favorite submission, yeah, like a rear naked choke.
Rear naked
Yeah,
choke,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Or or I like leg locks, ankle locks.
Straight ankle lock.
Yeah, those are
You're
my
one of-
favorite.
you're one of
Those are my
those-
favorite.
you're
I'm
one
one
of-
of them. I'm one of
Oh.
them. I will do an ankle lock on a white belt for sure. I do it to my kids. So.
Nice. That's gruesome, bro. They've not even fat down there in their ankles. It's just all bone.
Yeah.
It's bone on bone.
But no, I'm a leg lock guy.
Nice,
But
nice.
no, like it's good to kind of have you know you have you know what am I trying to say, like so for me, for instance, when I was doing MMA
Yeah.
and I was already in my 30s when I started,
Mm.
and then I got a couple knocks to the head, and I realized like I'm not going anywhere with this. Why am I doing this to myself?
Yes.
You know, like and if I can, I might be fine now with these, a concussion or two,
Mm-hmm.
but 20 years from now,
That catches up in
that's when that's when you start to feel
the effects of
the
it, bro.
effects
Yeah,
of
of course,
it,
bro.
so
Yeah.
that's when I made the decision to just do jiu-jitsu. And it's kind of good that you have or it sounds like you kind of have
A realistic
or-
point of view on it, bro.
Yeah.
Because I do, and I didn't always. You know what I mean? It's only this last year I've actually been thinking of this, bro. Because I'm like, as I said earlier, like even Tom Aspinall, the heavyweight champion of the world, says it never gets easier, bro. When you get a fight, you have no matter how good I get, bro. I train with some of the best guys in Europe in this gym, and some days you get the better of them, some days you don't. And no matter what, even on the days you get the better of them, you think, I had a good day today, and that voice still says, yeah, but the fella you're fighting, like, he's good. You know what I mean? And even though he might not be nearly as good as the lads you're sparring,
yeah.
that voice never, ever gets any quieter. You know what I mean? And Tom says it gets louder as you get more into the up the levels. You know what I mean? So it's something you just have to be real with, bro. Like, I used to be a bit unrealistic, as in like I used to if I sat down this chair 2 years ago, I'd be telling, I'm going to be in the UFC, I'm going to be in the UFC, I'm going to be in the UFC. Like, that's it. All I'd be saying, bro. Like, and I'd be like trying to be like, make you believe it. Where it's like, now I'm like, one, everything's on God's timing. Two, you have to be okay with sometimes things not going the way you want them to go. You know what I mean? And you can't get caught up in it and get held back with it and all. One thing I've taken into since the summer, I sort of, because I had a lot of fight pullouts back to back to back, and I was like, is this for me? You know what I mean? And I just had this thought of day by day. Day by day, I'm going to focus on what I can focus on, getting better. And I've got to this point, and this fight has come about, and I accepted it. And what's mad is, I'll give you a little insight. I was meant to be on Cage Warriors 200.
Yep.
And that's what I was calling for. The day my fight got announced for FCC, I got a contract in the door for Cage Warriors 200 on 4 weeks' notice. Yeah. But the contract was already signed by FCC.
Oh,
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you can't back out that quick. Yeah, it's a
you
bummer.
you can't do it. It was it was a bummer, but because I'm a man of God, bro, I looked at it in a way that
It was supposed to be like this.
I wasn't supposed to fight in Cage Warriors yet. This isn't my path yet. You know what I mean? And that's the way I genuinely look at it. It's like March 7th, FCC 45. That's my path right now. That's where, because I just surrender to God every day, bro, because you have to. There's too much pressure that comes with this. You know what I mean? And there's too much uncertainty that is in this sport for me to be sitting here telling you this is going to happen. You know what I mean? When you get to the UFC, you can start calling shots out like that. Like, I'm going to fight this fella. Because you know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? You're in that pool. But right now, for me to sit here and say this, and this is going to happen in the next 3 fights, God knows, tomorrow night I could blow my knee out on the mat and you might not see me trying ever again.
Yeah.
That's how uncertain this sport is, you know? Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. I got on a bit of a rant there.
It's all good. So like, okay, so March 7th happens.
Yep.
And it is as I'm sure it will be a phenomenal victory for yourself. You know, it exceeds your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is, you know, kind of like your called a 2-year plan, like, or you know, or even 6 or 12 months. Like, what do you?
March 7th goes the plan.
Sorry, real quick. Is your FCC fight, is that just a one
fight
contract
deal.
or one fight deal?
Yeah, I didn't sign with them or anything. I just signed the fight contract, the bout agreement type thing. Yeah, I didn't sign any contracts.
Okay. So yeah, like,
I could be fighting anywhere after this, but
surely they'd have you back on the next one.
I mean, to be honest with you, right, Josh is their boy. He was that amateur heavyweight champion. He's been fed to lower level opponents in his first 2 fights. They're building him. They didn't want me to take this fight. This fight was offered to me twice, and I was kind of not signing anything because I was still waiting on Cage Warriors.
Yeah.
But in the process, they were saying no contracts getting sent yet. We're still looking for somebody. They were looking for more. I do still think they're looking at me going, okay, this is going to be a good win for Josh. But I do think they were looking for something a little bit easier in the sense that they, like, Josh. Let's say Josh has another Brazilian who go in on a week's notice, yeah?
Yeah.
Knocks him out again in the first round. Does it again in March. Does it again in June. 4-0. The Contender Series comes knocking. FCC have him signed up in 100% in a management deal. And that's what they want for him. I know how the game works. I've been around the sport since I'm 12 to 14 years of age. I know how the game works.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they want. They don't necessarily want me coming in and beating Josh because realistically, am I going to sell 150 tickets in Liverpool? No, but Josh probably will, because if I was in Dublin, I'd probably sell 150 tickets on Cage Warriors. But I'm in Liverpool. Still had to down like 40 or 50 tickets, which is pretty good, like, for someone coming from Dublin, especially for a pro debut. But they definitely want him to emerge victorious. You know what I mean? And it just is what it is. Nothing personal. It's like, I'm going to do my job. You know what I mean? And
so then, like I said, if you know everything goes to your plan, like what in the next year, what do you?
My goal is.
What would your goal be? Yeah,
it's Cage Warriors, bro. Like, because at the end, like, Cage Warriors or FCC. If I do what I think I'm gonna do on March 7th, and they come back to me and go, we'd love to have. I'm in Belgium, sorry, bro. We'd love to have you back. Blah blah. I'm not gonna be instantly like, yeah, because I know this game works. It's like, you're only as good as your last performance. It's like, they don't care.
We'll get back to you, kind of. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's why you have managers and stuff like that as well, because like they kind of do the talk and the in between talking for you. You know what I mean? So, but in an ideal world, this is my 12-month plan. I'd love to be 4-0 by the end of this year. My plan was to go pro in April and make Contender Series this year in 2026. But realistically, if I fight in March, I'm not going to get 3 fights short notice, all probably 4 second round finishes, to get on to the Contender Series between starts in August, runs through about the start to the end of October, I think. For like 10 weeks, I think this will be on.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, I'm probably not going to get that. So my plan is to work extremely hard and to fight 4 times this year, and to be 3 to 4-0 going into 2027. And then realistically be on Cage Warriors. I would like absolutely love to get some sort of a fight in the RDS like next February, say, like for like my 4-0, and then like do another one in like June to get 5-0, and then just wait out for Contender Series. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
So that's my goal. But as I said, bro, it all starts with March 7th, and I have to do what I know I can do. There's no more. Look, everyone makes mistakes, bro, but at the end of the day, you need to also have clinical performances. Like, I can't keep going in there and having decision wins. I have to go in and show what I'm capable of, what I do in the gym every day. You know what I mean? And I think professional is going to suit me down to the ground. The longer rounds, the smaller gloves, it's just going to suit me better. My style is not come out and swing like a Derek Lewis. That's not what my style is. My style is systematically breaking you down, fainting you, overriding your nervous system, making you walk, harder than you think you have to walk, making you tired, and then putting a pressure on you that's ultimately going to break you. 9 minutes is hard to do that to somebody because you only have 9 minutes to kind of do it. Where you go back and watch, anybody watching this, go back and watch any of my fights on YouTube, skip to the third round, look at the body language of my opponent compared to me. Every single time, no matter who I fought, they're always on the back foot walking back. That's 9 minutes. We now have 6 minutes left in a professional bout. What's going to happen? That's where my finishes are going to come. That's why I haven't got many finishes amateur, because I'm not being a shit talker. I genuinely believe I run out of time a lot of time. You know what I mean? It doesn't suit me game. I'm not a brawler. I've tried. I've done it in here sometimes and gotten dropped. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't work for me. I'm not a brawler. I'm too. My boxing coaches used to tell me I'm too clever. My brain doesn't let me. You know what I mean? It's my brain operates in a way that I weigh up everything, and it sort of does bite me in the back a little bit, because sometimes I get caught waiting in fights and I don't throw the shots when they're there, and I give opponents too much respect. But I think to go away from that now, going to professional, which I was kind of thinking, I was like, I'm just going to come out and just have a war with this fella, you know what I mean? But I'm like, why would I do that? My style is, and I've been waiting to go professional for so long because I want to test my style at professional. I do believe that in them 12th, 13th minute of fight, that is where you're going to see like maximum violence from my end. You know what I mean? Where you're going to see me really getting close to people, getting my hands on them, elbows. You know what I mean? I'm working with Collie Matt in 5 years, elbows, knees.
How you feeling about those elbows?
Can't wait, bro.
Yeah,
can't wait, bro. It's bro. I'm a hurler. Josh is a rugby player, so I'm sure it's pretty similar for him in a way that we're good inside that rough part, the break. And in amateur, you don't have that little. I get that half a second break to pop you with an elbow to cut you. You know what I mean? Like, they're the little small details that are going to add to my game, I believe.
Heck yeah.
And I could be wrong, and I'll go out there and get absolutely sparked in the first round, bro. But that's fine. I'll know my truth. I can take off the jacket and say, it's fine. I've done 2 IMAF medals, K1 world title, 2 national titles, 10 amateur fights, 10 K1 fights. I've done represent my country 5 times in 2 different sports. Like,
oh yeah,
it's
like
great.
it's quite the resume.
It
there,
is
for
quite
sure.
the resume, and like, I'm not boasting, but like, that's just the reality of it, and I have to remind myself sometimes of that. And I turned professional, tried it out, fought one of the UK's hottest prospects, 2 first-round KOs coming in against this fella. You know what I mean? And it didn't go my way. I'll know if I get clipped, and it's like, right, wherever I got clipped, I have to go again. But if I go out there and I don't perform the way, and I don't fight the way I know I have to fight, then I'm gonna be comfortable with saying, maybe I don't have what it takes to get to that very next level. And you need to have that mentality in this sport, bro. Like, you have the odd people that are delusional and stuff, and it works for them. Unfortunately, I can't be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't only have this, you know what I mean? I have 2 beautiful kids. I'm only 26, man. I have 2 beautiful kids. I have another kid on the way, another little girl on the way. I'm a qualified scaffolder. There's a family business there that's waiting, that's flourishing already, like, without me, but like, with added me in there, it could grow more, and I could have a great life as well. You know what I mean? But I chose to walk in the gym, fucking rely on PTs, people acting the bollocks, never showing up, you know what I mean? Always hassling you for, oh, bro, do I not already have 1 session left? And you're like, bro, you paid me that 6 bleeding weeks ago. How do you think, do you think that's, you know, like, it's crazy, like, dealing with all that. But it was my dream. It is my dream, and I've always wanted to be a professional, and now I have a professional debut now in 6 weeks' time, and I'm excited, bro. I'm scared as fuck. I've never been as scared before in my life, but I know that's because there's no excuses. I've all the experience, of all the attributes there. Now it's just about doing it, and that's what scares me. But that's good also, because, and the thing that God keeps bringing to my mind recently is, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. And I keep realising this, bro, but it's so true, because I keep thinking, why am I so scared? It's because this is my dream. Dream big. And it's a big fucking dream. Hell yeah. And there's a chance I'm going to get sparked, put on me back on front of 50 of my family members that are all flying over, spending out hard-earned money to come support me. You know what I mean? And there's a huge chance that can happen, but there's also a huge chance that I put this guy out spark as well. I would prefer it to be like a gruesome, hard fought win though. I would love for it to be in the 3rd round, bro, and just because I know when it happens up here in Spartan, that 10th round, you know what I mean? When you're just digging deep, bro, that's where my true happiness comes from. That's what sets me on a wave for months afterwards, you know what I mean? I remember I had a couple of fights amateur and it was like I felt like someone died afterwards. I was like, even though I won, I was like, ugh. I was like, that was bleeding shit, man. They were just they were avoiding anything but fighting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm saying that all now, it's gonna get clipped up, and I'm gonna just be getting sparked out. It's gonna be like, yeah, bitch, you should have kept running.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm only joking, bro. I'm only joking.
But all right, here, look. I wasn't cold when we first started this.
Yeah, shivering.
Starting to get cold now. Yeah,
of course.
Here, look. We'll wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, real quick.
Yep.
Look at the camera and then talk to the person who they're interested in combat sport. Maybe they're just nervous about making that next step. Like, what do you say to them to kind of get them in here? That's really like what I'm all about, is trying to get more people to step on the mats. Like I said, learn about your life, where you came from, and then know that you're not much different than anyone else on the street. So like, what do you say to them?
What would I say? First of all, I'd say, hello, my name is Brian. Hope you're well. This place, MMA, this environment can be very, very intimidating. In our minds, we can build it up to be something that it's not. But I promise you that this is the most comforting environment you can put yourself into, because everybody in this place is trying to better themselves. Everyone in this place is trying to become a better version of themselves. And you will never, ever, ever hear somebody in a martial arts gym or a martial arts setting tell you that you're not good enough, that you can't do something, or that what you're doing is wrong, because it's the most creative environment in the world. I think it's like, for anyone that can't paint, it's like the most artistic you can be. You know what I mean? Because you're learning the martial arts, you're learning to use your body, and it's amazing for your mind. It's amazing for your soul. You'll meet amazing people along the way. It's just, it changed my life. I see a change in young people's lives. I coach the beginners program here in Team Rhino. I see a change in young men's lives every single day, man. You know what I mean? I see what a hand on the shoulder and a well done means to some young fella that lives in Ballymun and a man's never even probably said anything other than you're a fucking idiot to him. You know what I mean?
If you have a positive attitude in a gym like this, the rest of the place is full of positivity as well. Like
100%, bro, and that's what we're all about in martial arts gyms. Like, and honestly, I can say maybe there's bad everywhere, but I'd say 99% of gyms, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing gyms, they are all filled with honest, hard-working, loyal people that the only reason why you would get a snare off somebody in a gym is because they're just curious to see who's coming in. You know what I mean? They're coming in because this is their safe place. You know what I mean? This is their comfort zone. They don't want somebody with bad energy coming in. So if you come into a gym with good energy, you're going to be accepted and picked right up, and you're going to fall into your own little group straight away. You'll find you might feel like a complete outsider, but you will walk into an MMA gym and find 3 people in the same night that are exactly like you. And it's like, how are these people been? How long have you been here? You'll think, I've been seeking this for years, and you've been here the whole time. It's like all I had to do all I had to do was take the moment to walk in, So yeah, I would encourage anybody to try it, because it can change your life, bro.
Right on. All right, man. Look, I appreciate your time. Absolutely, thank you very much.
No problem at all, bro. Great. That was.
I look forward to the 7th.
Yeah, me too.
March 7th. And if you're interested in going, share a link.
Contact the page. Contact my page, and we'll send you over details for it. We have a little package going for flights, accommodation, and tickets.
Oh,
it's
cool.
Only 140 quid or something.
Wow.
So for flights, accommodation, yeah. So it's pretty cool. So we have like 40 or 50 of us going over. It's gonna be a big old crowd.
Talk to the FCC guys for me. I might be going to the UFC event at the end of March.
Oh, in London?
Yeah.
Sick,
if I don't get a media pass for it,
for
140, I might consider that.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I don't know when UFC is gonna let me know.
Yeah.
But yeah. we'll be in touch.
Absolutely,
for
bro.
sure.
Sick. That was deadly, bro.
All right, look,
Thank you.
again, I appreciate your time. Thank you very
No
much,
problem at all.
and I look forward to you. I look forward to your future and everything that is coming towards your way.
Yeah, please, God. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, sick.
Wrap.
That's a wrap. That was deadly. That was good.
Confidential, let's go.